going to update your room areas, first off we'll add a header. I think I'll call this Unit of Instruction. Now, we noticed earlier that if it's a resource, the students don't have the ability to actually complete a task as well as turn it in. More importantly, it's not connected to the gradebook. However, if I create an area called Task, I can now deliver my unit of instruction and all tasks will be displayed. So the one we created was Simple Machines. When I edit the Simple Machines task area, the grade category unit section, when I click Unit, notice Simple Machines becomes available to me. This is very important to note. We imported a unit into the task manager. The tasks themselves automatically break out for you to control individually if you choose. However, they're still mapped consistently by the unit in which it was imported. More importantly now, you have the ability to not only present information by unit, in essence grouping all of the tasks into a single location. The implication here is very powerful. Any student on an IEP, for example, may really need the ability to focus in on a given item. Now, when we click Simple Machines, we can see all of the tasks are located. Now, to address a bigger issue, when you go to the manager, let's say for example the actual assembly really needs to be weighted more, whereas our quiz shouldn't be in the same labs, for example, it needs to be in our exams. And this might actually need to be in an activity grade. When I go back to manager, if I look at my categories, I really don't have appropriate categories for what it is I'm trying to achieve. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually go back to settings and realize exams is fine. My new labs I need to keep. But I'm going to add an item here and just call it an activity grade. Notice I can actually add weighted averages. Let's say labs and new labs all split out as 25. So if I look at it, typically what I like to do is go ahead and have it add up to 100. So I look at this as 50, 60, 70. Therefore my daily activity, I'll make it 30. Select Save. Now, more importantly here, when I go back to my new labs, because that's the category in which I imported my unit, but they don't have to stay resided there. So for example, if I look at my quiz, if I edit the actual task, I can now associate it with a different category. So if it's a quiz, it should actually go to exams. Remember, we just changed the weighted average for that particular grade setting. Because we changed the location, it now doesn't show in a lab, but it will show up in our exams. Back over to new labs, and now the actual assembly, if I edit this, actually I don't need to edit this one because that is the lab, right? This one, however, The museum, if I edit this one, this might be a daily activity. And save. Save again. Now what we want to do is make sure that we refresh our screen. I refresh by simply clicking the Simple Machines again. The most important piece to this is to notice that as I look through this content, I see my content is still there, however, maps to a different category.